Hi, my name is Jim Nucciarino. I'm the head golf professional here at Lexington Country Club. And here's the tip of the week. Today we're going to be talking about that dreaded half swing shot into the green. About 40-50 yards. So many people have problems with it. Even low handicappers, I found, have a lot of problems with this shot because they really don't understand how to go about it. So what I'd like to do is to go over a few things that should help you next time you're confronted with a 40 to 50 yard shot out on the golf course. And what I'd like to do is to go over it by setting up in part one, the pre-swing routine. What do I have to do to set up to hit this shot? Then part two, the in-swing routine. We're going to talk about exactly what to do. Now that I'm set up, what do I do to hit this shot? We found there's many ways to skin a cat. And in golf, of course, there's not just one way. Sometimes we have 2, 3, or 4 or more ways to go about hitting a shot, especially in the short game. We can break our wrists like the pros do and hold. And if that's more for you, if you're, let's say, a single-digit handicapper, well, that would be fine if you found that to be successful. But what I want to talk about today is one way that I found is the most consistent way that you can use and practice and be more successful time after time when you're hitting the shot. Most of you know on tour Steve Stricker is one of the most consistent, accurate ball strikers, especially with the short game. And that's because he doesn't use a lot of wrist. I found that golfers that are wristy have a lot of problems with this shot, especially hitting behind the ball or sculling it. So I want to show you a way that you can count on as your bread and butter shot. So you have one way to do it, and you're not thinking of a whole lot of thoughts. Should I hit it this way or that way? Okay, so what we're going to do first, as I said, the pre-swing routine or part one. What do I do to set up to hit this shot? Well, what I want to do is slightly open my stance by taking my left foot and bringing it back a few inches. I like to point my foot out. That allows my hips to clear a lot easier. I want to play the ball. When I want to hit a high shot towards my left heel, that'll make it go a little higher and check up on the green quicker. Or if I have a normal shot, I'd play it in the middle. Now sometimes when you're into the wind, of course we all know to move it back a little more towards the right foot. But for your basic shot, I recommend playing it a little closer to your left foot for the height. So I'm going to play it off my left heel. I'm going to put my weight on my left foot. And what I want to do with that is keep my weight on the left foot at all times. Because you'll find if my weight on the backswing shifts, well then my head is moved. And when your head's moving, you have to make so many compensatory moves on the way down to get back in position to hit the ball. That's the number one reason I found our students in the golf schools and clinics have problems with making solid contact with the ball. So it's so important to keep your head still at all times, and to do it, all you have to think of is just keep my weight right there on my left foot, and that will keep your head still throughout the entire shot. It will also help you to hit down on the ball, and you want to hit down on the ball, so you hit the ball first, put the spin on the ball, and then the divot. Now we know we want to hit this shot when it hits the green. We want it to check up, very much like they say, like throwing darts. So we don't want to hit it too low and let it hit the green and roll off, or hit near the pin and roll to the back of the green. So I'm going to make sure I keep my weight on my left foot. And that's part one. I'm pretty much ready. Now, part two. What do I do to hit this ball? The in-swing routine. Here's the theme of this lesson. You must accelerate the club head through the ball. Okay? The number one problem Why so many people have problems hitting this half shot is because they take the club back too far and decelerate the club. So I want to make sure at all times that I'm accelerating it through. Well, how do I do that? Most important thing is to take the club back what you feel is, let's say, a half a swing. Making sure you're turning and it's still a one-piece takeaway like we always teach with a full swing, except we just take it back halfway and then we accelerate through the shot. Okay? I'd like to demonstrate. Weight left, ball off my left heel. I'm going to keep my head right there. If you're hitting it over the green or short, the way I recommend it would be to think, instead of swinging 20 miles an hour maybe, if you need to hit it farther, tell yourself to swing 30 miles per hour. And that way you're not taking it back too far, because we want to stay away from taking it back too far and then slowing down. That's the killer. So again, we're going to make sure, take it back and accelerate through. And you're going to put a lot of spin on the ball. It's going to hit the green and land like a butterfly with sore feet. Try it, and I think you're going to really like hitting the shots that are half and three-quarter shots into the green.